right, you guys. So I'm here to do a review for the uoma My Sharonc Beauty RL foundation, and I have so many shades. I have about 5 shades at this point. And I'm going to quickly explain about the brand. Now, this is supposed to be a vegan, cruelty-free, non-toxic, black-owned, recyclable packaging with some of the materials, clean makeup brand. And if you know uoma Beauty, that's her original brand, and this is her sister brand, and it's specifically made for the drugstores. So there are about, I believe, 5 shade categories, if not 4. And how each foundation is specifically made is based on the pigmented in your girl. I don't like that. I'll cut it out. It's based on the pigmentation of your skin. So if you're darker, lighter, pale, maybe even light, or maybe even consider albino, it's supposed to, each shade range is supposed to include just so many shades to fit. I think pearl is the lightest shade, so there should be a shade for the lightest of the lightest person out there. And I believe that black pearl, I believe, is for the darkest of the darkest. So I own, like I say, 5 shades. So I'm going to try to explain it, how I got into the brand. Now, my Walmart stopped selling it for whatever reason. I don't know. I've been using it for like a couple years. I was going to do an original video some time ago. I'm glad I didn't, because recently I got very, very dark. And I'm going to do an update shade range, actual like swatch video for you guys for all of them. Every last foundation that she has in another video on my shorts, which I think would be a lot better. Excuse me. So you guys can see now that I am deep dark. Well, medium deep dark, because that's what I'm guessing that I'm in now. Because I'm at the beginning of this brown sugar shade line. So I want to make sure I say everything correctly. Like I say, everything is based on skin color categorization. So everything is based on skin tone categorized. So based on your actual skin tone, you should fit within X amount of shades with this brand. It's a lot. All right, so I'm going to start out with the first foundation. Now, I believe that somebody picked the sticker off of the last one. The last bottle I got, it worked so fabulous, but I cannot figure out which one it was, if it was Bronze Venus 1 or Bronze Venus 2. But I do know that those shades are quite close. If I get really pale. And it doesn't look as dark. So this is Bronze Venus 1. But I suspect there's more like Bronze Venus 2. That's actually my shade. But I was light enough. I was able to make this work with a little bit of bronzer. All right. So this is a Bronze Venus 2. And as you see, there's a dollar sticker on. I'm really mad. And so this is the very next shade. Now, I know a lot of people probably think because I'm so dark that I don't get this light. But it is very much so possible. Trust and believe. All right. So then the very last shade is Bronze Venus T5. And you may think, oh, okay, that's your shade now. No, it's not. This is when I start tanning. Then, hang on. This is a Brown Sugar 1. And this is Brown Sugar 2, which is the darkest shade that I am currently after. This is a tad bit darker than my actual skin tone. And I had to speak to my esthetician. I'm about to be this shade completely within maybe a couple of weeks. So I got this actual shade by accident. This also was $1. And come to find out, I am actually within this skin tone range. So now I'm in the brown sugar skin tone category. Now, what's crazy is I bought these 2 weeks from each other. 2 weeks. So I've tanned so hard that there's a possibility I could keep going with her line and just keep buying foundations. So it is very much so possible for you to find more than one shade, and in both of the Brown Venus line and the Brown Sugar line, if you have golden neutral undertones and you're a brown skinned person like I am. And so you will be able, more than likely, be able to get away with 3 to 4 shades If you are on the deep dark spectrum, she got you covered. I'm never gonna get that dark. However, it is actually, those shades actually do exist, and she made this line so that way it would be accessible for the drugstore. I do not know why Walmart took this out of their stores when this is such a good product. And I'm going to explain a few other things about the products. Now, each actual, it's actually six. It's six formulas, excuse me. So it's six. I said five, but it's actually six. There's probably a shade range. My apologies, because I want to be inclusive, because I am a Black person, so I try to be inclusive. There is a shade category that is above me that I don't use, and then there's a shade category that is below me, which is the deep dark spectrum of the actual skin tone range. And so I don't want to discount anybody. Now, there are specific things in each foundation based on these unique formulas that are different based on your skin tone. And so let me look at this one. This one says, so for it is a medium to full coverage foundation. So this is going to be a little more in-depth review. So I'm sorry I said it so late. So for Bronze Venus, it is infused with organic dandelion fruit or daisies. We're gonna make sure I get this right. So for this particular formula, it's infused with organic daisy flower extract, natural marine extract, and it's specifically formula for rich to tan skin. So that's how I am categorized. And it's supposed to be a perfecting balm that's supposed to have a hybrid of makeup and skincare, and it's dermatologist tested. The bottle's recyclable, but the pump is not recyclable. Okay, so then this is the next one, and this is supposed to have vitamin C plus natural marine extract for brown skin. So this brown sugar is specifically for brown skin, and Bronze Venus is specifically categorized as rich tan skin. I still believe that Bronze Venus, and I know that they have to put the categories so that way it's easy for people to find their shade, right? Because this is a huge shade range, right? I still feel like if you are a part of the Bronze Venus actual skin tone range foundation wise in this brand, you're still a part of the light brown skin category, because it is very hard to break down, especially dark black skin or brown black skin, and categorize it in a way that's packageable and made for actual consumption by people and the consumer. So I still feel like that we are still part of the brown color spectrum. Okay. But I do appreciate her saying rich tan, because in some categories in Bronze Venus, it is rich tan. And then some of it, you going into the actual brown color spectrum. So I do like that. Now, I have a few things that I would like to say, and then that's the end of the video really quickly. I have not had any issues with this foundation with acne breakouts, like obsessive acne breakouts. Now my pores, when I wear Bronze Venus, that foundation, I can see a little bit more, just a little bit. And the oiliness on my nose, the bronze sugar works better with my oily nose. So the formulation in it does work a little bit better than the rich tan with my oily nose. I do notice that I am a little glowy, and I've actually had this on since 12 o'clock in the heat, and it hasn't completely broke down, but slowly fading. So I do believe that this is a good 8-hour foundation. If you're working indoors, you probably can get 10 hours out of this with a really good set spray. And I'm using Makeup Revolution, and I was using Milani's before, and it didn't look too bad, but it is a different formula with a different 6 unique categories. So that part is very true. They have similarities, but they're not specifically the same. And even where I have like lines and stuff, this brown sugar is a little bit, forgiving with that. So yeah, like lines and stuff like that. I noticed that. Now, when I wear it in the winter, it is a little too dry for my skin tone. The other thing I would like to say is you need to put a healthy amount of this on. Don't try to do low, super low medium coverage or low coverage with this foundation. That's not how it works. You need to do medium, in between low and medium coverage, if that makes any sense. Because if you put too little bit on, the way it's formulated, because it is a hybrid skincare product, it's not gonna look right. It's gonna look patchy. I think a lot of people were trying to do, low, super low, like every day. It still does not look makeup-y. And there are times you put too much, you can, but most of the time it doesn't look super makeup-y. And it looks really good, it looks really nice. So just keep that in mind. So when you're applying it, apply a healthy amount, maybe 6 pumps should get you where you need to go. But if you try to do 4 pumps, the only way you can do 4 pumps if you have no acne whatsoever or you're doing color correcting. But you would really need a 5th pump because the way the foundation is formulated, you do need to put a healthy amount on. And it is a skincare infused beauty line. So I believe that's why it has some, a few glitches and patchiness. So I've noticed that. I would totally recommend this especially if you have acne prone skin, because I have slight acne prone skin. I use a primer today with it. And I haven't had any breakouts, and we're talking about 90-degree weather or anything like that. It does shift a little bit, but once it dries, it kind of dries back down. But it is 90-degree weather, but normal weather, 75-degree weather, you'll be fine. 80-degree weather, but it's hot everywhere, and it's really hard to keep any foundation on. And yes, so I actually like the brown sugar one a lot because my nose is still on and the highlight is still on, and that's one of the hardest things to keep on my nose is makeup because it's so oily. So this foundation alone has done it. I've used it with primer and without primer. So that is it for my review. Hope you guys enjoyed the in-depth one. See you guys in the next video. Bye.